Are your kitchen and bathroom way overdue for a remodel? Well, I got the guy for you. Call John Sellers at First Response Contracting, 484-256-7136. Both residential and commercial services, and he's licensed and insured. Call him at 484-256-7136. First Response Contracting. There we go.
From real estate
Affects the market as a whole, which then sometimes will affect the 10-year treasury.
Right, and it'll come in.
to real life.
We all learn in different ways.
Right.
If you think about it, Wayne Dyer might not attract everybody.
And everything in between.
The mission was really to help people just to reach their full potential.
The Brad Weisman Show. And now, your host, Brad Weisman.
All right, we are back. We are back. Oh, man, this is going to be a good show because every time we have this guy in the studio, it's always kind of fun. We enjoy when he's here. You also might have noticed we have a new intro. Pete, did you notice that?
I thought it was me.
You thought it was you. You thought it was you. It wasn't you. Did you think you had voices in your head?
I did.
Yeah.
The other ones.
We shouldn't have said anything, Hugo. We should have just been like, what? What do you mean? We didn't hear anything. We just heard music, you know. But no, Pete's back. This is our real estate show. We do it once a month, which is great since we are in real estate, and that's what we do for a living, which is a good thing. I like the vest, by the way.
It's my mission is to be like you.
That's a bad mission. Bad mission.
I want to be like
Yeah.
Brad. Yep.
Okay, but it is a nice. I like it's a nice vest.
Oh, it's very nice. Thank
it's
you.
very nice.
Yeah,
and is that a polo?
It's a polo.
I was going to say, look how high end he is. You know what I mean?
It's a polo.
He's bringing the show up a little bit.
That's right. Yeah.
Mine's a no. It's or it's just po. It's just po. All right, let's talk about some real estate
I
today.
shop secondhand stores.
Yeah, it's all right. I thought I saw that at Goodwill. So yeah, let's talk about some real estate here.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about, right off the bat. There was 332 homes. I think I just said on the market.
You did.
You said this morning you checked and it was
325. So 7 listings came on that didn't sell. I guess.
Yes, 7 listings. So you got 7 listings today, and I'm going to check real quick. The rates. The rates they're down.
They're down.
They're down.
Did you see what?
And they're still down. I just checked again.
I have it on here. It's
they are like what 6.75 in that range.
It was 6.79 on the app, but then I just saw a 6.625 come across.
That's wonderful.
Like what? An hour ago.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's probably because we're seeing some signs that the economy's not doing as well as we thought.
Yep.
And I think what's going to happen is that those rates will come down if that's the case.
Yep.
Yeah.
All that.
So what do you got for me today?
So last episode, we spoke about real estate appreciation and how it relates to the stock market. Do you remember?
Yes, that was it.
Do you remember, Hugo?
That's
We
right.
forgot.
That's right.
Even Hugo forgot.
Yeah, we forgot.
Amazing. But I checked it out once.
Did you check it out?
I checked it out, Lassie.
So what? So yeah, this is be good. This will be good.
So the 2019 to 2024.
Yeah.
Our residential home appreciation went up 57.4% in those 5 years, right?
Okay, say it again. 2019?
From 19 to 24.
24. Got it. Okay.
57.4 in the nation. Pennsylvania was 54.
Okay.
Okay.
So not far. Yeah.
The stock market, are you ready?
Yeah.
Went up 58.76%. Now there's a correlation here. Now let me
Yeah.
it was a little more.
It is a little more.
2019 to 2024.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Then remember we went back to 1999 to current.
Oh.
And the residential real estate market went up 321.6%. Do you remember that?
Yep. I remember that. Yep. I remember that.
So what did the stock market do in that time frame?
Oh, I'm going to say, you mean, so that's now from 99 to 2024.
Q1 1999 to the end of 24.
To end of 24.
January
so you
1,
said before it's 50-some percent when it was the smaller.
It was 57%.
I'm going to say 70 or 80%.
You ready?
Yeah.
41.95%.
That's really... Wow. And real estate's 300 and some percent.
Yeah, 321. Stock market was 41.95.
Wow.
Well, 08 was in there,
Got it.
right?
Got it.
Were there 2 crashes in there? There was one at 03 too, wasn't there? Or I'm trying to remember. There
Nothing big.
there were two-
nothing as big as
nothing
08,
like that. Right.
Yeah, no, 08 was the biggest.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's the moral of that story is
What is the moral of the story?
real estate is phenomenal on long term.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal on long term. And the market The stock market stays
crazy.
steady.
Yeah.
It was 58.76 in those 5 years. And then going back, how many years is that? 25 years. It's 42%.
Yeah. But that means there was times though.
But doing this.
But doing a lot of that.
Yeah. We do this.
Yep. Come down a little bit, go up, come down a little bit.
Right?
Yeah.
They do more like this.
Yeah. That's really crazy.
Yeah.
But that's a big difference. I mean, and that just shows you, wealth is developed, no pun intended, is developed by real estate.
321,000.
Yeah.
321%.
Yeah.
So think of,
Hugo, what if you would have bought your house back then?
Oh, man.
I know.
I wouldn't be here right now.
No.
If we all
He was
had,
born in 99, for Christ's sakes. When were you born, Hugo?
That's right.
97.
91.
91.
Jeez.
Man, I was
He's
I was
8
about
years old. I would have sold your house.
first grade.
First grade. Jeez. Yeah. All right.
He would have sold your house for sure.
Absolutely.
I would have visited him in jail then. Bake a cake.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, I'd be like, hey, you want to buy a house? Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, no problem.
8-year-old
Kid.
Yeah, kid. Unbelievable. That's incredible.
Yeah, so I thought that
those
was
are
really
some pretty
cool.
awesome numbers.
The good news with the stock market is, I guess it's steady
It is steady.
enough,
Sure.
right? So that's the good thing for them. But ours, that's unprecedented. You can't. Where are you going to get 300% out of something?
But it also shows you that stocks. The Wall Street is definitely more. You got to stay in it. Because there was times.
Oh, yeah.
We talk about like real estate, like 2008 through 2010 was really bad.
Yeah.
Okay. People lost their houses, whatever.
Right.
But the stock market, if the fact it's only 40% in that long period of time, there was definitely times where the people lost some serious cash.
Yeah, because they sold when it was down.
Yeah,
or whatever.
exactly. Yeah. And that's the thing.
And that happened in real estate in 09,
Sure did. Yeah.
10.
A lot of people that I know, big investors that had a lot of cash, bought a lot of properties in 2008, 9, and 10.
Right.
If you had the cash, you could do it. If you didn't, you weren't getting loans.
Right.
Nobody was lending money.
But if someone's been in their home for over 26 years.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's a lot of money.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
So people, if you've been in your house for over 26 years, you made over 300%.
Yeah.
Dude, that's amazing.
Well, there's that whole saying. Don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and wait.
That's
there
it.
it is.
Buy
That's
real
where
estate and
That's
wait.
where the saying comes from.
And if you did that, kudos to you, because that's what you did.
Yeah, we should have.
Pretty
bought
cool,
a bunch.
right?
Yeah, it's
I
awesome.
know. I wish I still owned every house I bought.
Absolutely.
Really.
It's amazing, right?
Yep.
So what else you got?
We talked about interest rates, right? They're coming down. They were in the 7 range, right? So
Yep.
now they're down 6.7, whatever.
And they're all over the place. So if you're going to buy a property right now, and you're putting a house under contract, don't mess around. Just lock in.
Yeah.
Lock the rate.
Yep.
Because you're going to find that rate's going to kind of do this. It's going to do that for this whole year. Everything now is coming out saying we're not going to be going as low as we thought we would go.
Right. Exactly.
All the statistics are looking a little different now.
Yep. And I have some market swing stats here since January. Mortgage applications are up 37%.
That's good.
Since January 1st. Yeah.
See, and that's a precursor.
That tells you
That shows you that
buyers
people are
getting
looking.
approved. Yep.
Yeah,
they're
they're
getting
looking.
approved. That's just good. If you're going to sell, there's more buyers coming in.
Yep.
Buyer demand index is up 3% from January since January 31st.
Okay. That's a lot.
So that's another
a lot.
indicator.
Yep.
Showing activity and showing times up 13%.
Is it?
Yep, since January 1.
Wow.
So there's more people looking.
That's interesting. And which is why inventory is just
staying flat.
It's just hurting. Yeah.
It's staying flat.
Which is going to, well, there's two things that can happen, like we talked about before. If rates, there's a magic number that I just heard on another show, another podcast. They said the magic number is like 5.875 or something like that.
What, as far as interest rate?
As far as interest rate, where the sellers will decide it's worth it now to give up my 3.5% rate to go and do what I want to do.
Okay.
And because the loss spread between what they're bringing to the next house as far as cash and all the other numbers, it actually at 5.875 or 5. It was like right in that range. That's then they did all the calculations. They think that's the number that it would hit. That sellers will just start the pent up demand. I should say that the pent up sellers that aren't selling because the rate's being so high.
The rate freeze.
They'll move.
Really?
Yep.
And that's in analyzing their increase in equity, I guess.
It's analyzing everything. It's taking the cash out of their house. And the other thing you got to look at too, the people that don't have much of a mortgage and don't have and have low interest rate, they're missing out on some tax savings.
Oh yeah, they are.
If you're paying 3.5% and you only owe $40,000 on your house, and you have a house that's $500,000, you're not. It's mostly all principal.
That's all principal.
So you're leaving money on the table with the IRS. So the IRS is taking it. So would you rather have it that the money goes towards what you live in, or do you want it to go to the IRS?
Right.
So those numbers there start to take effect.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in that boat. I have a feeling.
Oh my gosh, yes, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. So it's interesting what I saw.
Who did that study? You said
It was actually a podcast I was listening to. And the guy was like an expert on like numbers and things like that. And it was a prediction, but he said when they did all the numbers and they're looking at interest rates, it was like it's a little under 6 is where they see the sellers will go, yup. And they might have done surveys too. I mean, you could do a survey of anybody that owns their home at 3.5% interest rate and say, hey, would you move? What's the number that would make it that you would put your house on the market?
Right.
Because there's, in those situations, there's a need. It's not a want to move. There's a need that they're putting off.
Right.
And a lot of times it's no steps, warmer weather, all those things. And they're putting it off, hoping to make a better move when the rates come down.
Right.
Yeah.
So that increase in price.
Yeah.
But and plus the increase of the equity of the current home, and a new loan at 5.875 versus at 3.5
plus the tax savings.
Payments, plus the tax savings.
Yeah, the payments about
the same. Maybe
exactly. And also, there's nothing wrong with paying a little more if it's what you really want or need or want. You know what I mean?
Right. It's true.
So I mean, we talk about that all the time. Is this home worth it for you if you spend another $200 a month? Well, of course it is.
That's it, of course, yeah.
Yeah. Who's going to walk away from the house that they really want for $200 more a month?
Exactly.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah. No.
So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so some of the other numbers that were really interesting, and this is a number that this is from the Keller Williams convention I was at in Vegas.
Oh, good.
And I wanted to share this with you, which was really interesting. I talked about this at the office meeting. This was the lowest that has been around since 2000. First time home buyers.
Yeah.
24% of the buyers are first time buyers.
24%.
Only 24%. The highest was in 2010. 50% of the buyers were first-time buyers.
Wow.
So this is the lowest percentage since the year 2000. So in 24 years, the lowest amount of first-time home buyers are in the market right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
And it's also the highest age of first-time buyers. The average is 38.
Really? Is that still millennial?
38.
Is that still millennial?
I don't know if it is still millennial. I'm not so good with those.
I don't know when they started.
I never know either.
Because when you see that, like KCM and some of those, they use the generations.
Yeah. Sure.
Like millennials, is the second biggest bubble versus like the baby boomers. Right. So is that Gen? Oh, it's the one after
Gen Z.
Gen Z. That might be a Gen Zer.
Gen X. I think I'm Gen X actually.
38.
Whatever's right after the baby boomers is what.
Okay.
Yeah. So what's interesting about that is that they feel the reason for this is the cost. Yeah. Because, you're buying your first home, it's hard to buy your first home today.
Yeah.
Because what's happening is they're getting beat out by the cash buyers. Mm-hmm. They're getting beat out by the second time buyers that have a lot of cash and putting a lot of money down.
Yeah.
And interest rates are high. So it's really hard for them.
Yeah.
So 38 years old as the average first time buyer, that's amazing. It's old. I shouldn't say old, but it's old.
No.
It's old. Most of the time it was early 20s, mid 20s, maybe late 20s.
Yeah. They're missing out on so much more.
Well, that's the thing is they're building wealth at a much later date in life.
Yeah.
Now they're living longer too, most likely.
Right.
So
that's true.
Yeah. So,
well, you said 24%?
24%.
Get this. Well, I thought you had the same stat I had, but I looked it up. It wasn't. 24% of buyers are looking for ADUs, accessory dwelling units.
No way.
I was wondering if
that's funny. Is that the same 24%?
They want mom and dad to put an ADU in the backyard.
Maybe that's why they're saying that's funny.
But it's the same number.
Yeah, it is the same number. That is wild.
Makes you wonder.
So I thought that was a cool stat.
That's a great stat.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. So what else you got?
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, I want to take a second and thank Comfort Pro. Since 2001, Comfort Pro has been helping customers stay comfortable where they live, work, and play. They have 24/7 emergency service and a 100% customer satisfaction guarantee. If you need help with your heating and air conditioning or indoor air quality, call Comfort Pro at 484-917-1803. Mention the show and receive a free humidifier with the installation of a complete system.
I keep getting this institutional buyer thing.
Oh man, I just heard it again.
Did you see that again?
Just heard it again.
Okay, folks, put your fears to
I just
rest.
heard it again.
It's 0. Animal. I always think of animal house.
Yeah.
0.0. No,
0.0. No, it's a very low percentage.
It's 0.3.
0.3, yeah.
0.3% of all the buyers in the world are institutional buyers. Guys,
I just
that
heard,
is
I heard a
not a stat to worry
politician just
about.
talk about that again. Again, it said that. And unless it's, here's the only thing I can think is maybe it's happening in New York City. Maybe it's happening in the big cities that where BlackRock or whatever those are buying up the properties. But then I keep going back to this. They're not buying them and keeping them vacant.
They're putting people
It's
in
still
them. Yeah.
housing.
But Brad, 0.3%
Yeah.
is almost zero.
Yeah.
I mean, no, the mom and
non-existent.
pops are 18.
Yeah.
18%.
Yeah,
On just the investor side.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Right?
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
why
it
are
doesn't
they-
make sense.
It's so trumped up. Oh, I shouldn't say that.
So-
But it's so perked up.
We are sorry for what was just said.
We didn't say that. You know, the word Trump doesn't mean President Trump. It means other things. But,
Yes,
but
exactly.
it's beefed up to be this
Yeah.
big problem.
Yeah.
It's not. In fact, I don't even know if there's one or two in Berks County that I know of.
I've never heard of it.
Really?
Never heard of it. Yeah.
I know
don't
Carpenter
know.
used to buy them, and Dana used
Yeah.
to buy them, but who's out of business now. And I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
So that that's just not even there. It's not even there.
Yep.
So
What else you got,
A
man?
record of, percent of Americans are planning to buy a home this year. 15% when they did the poll.
I saw that. 15, yep.
15% were said that they were looking to buy a home this year. 15%.
Right. Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah, that's really good.
I mean, it was 11% last year, 10% in 23. It's the highest since 2020.
Yep.
Which is actually amazing. But just because they want to doesn't mean they're going to be able to find it.
Right. I really want to.
15% want to buy. The other 50 or 60% are pissed off that they haven't found anything yet.
Right.
So there goes that one. We'll just get rid of that. But what else do you have?
Well, the last thing I have as far as numbers go is, people are coming back to work now.
Yeah. Oh, this is a good
Did
one.
you see that stat?
I know exactly what you're talking about. I love it, dude. Go ahead and talk about it.
And they asked, I think this was a KCM, they asked how many of those how many people have to move?
Yeah.
Because they're getting called back to work?
Yeah.
11% said definitely yes.
Yeah, I know.
And then 15% said probably yes.
Yep.
And then there was a no, but the commute is pretty long at 25%. And then 49%, no, I'm good. I'm close to work anyway.
Close to work anyway.
But dude, that's almost 50% of people who are calling back to work that probably have, because if they didn't mandate you come into the office, shoot, I don't know about you, I'm going to the Virgin Islands or something stupid, like that,
Sure.
And they need to move now.
Yeah,
because of that.
Yeah, because they might have. Here's the thing: they might have already moved,
Right?
Because they could work from home to where they really wanted to live, and now they got to move back.
Okay, no, gotta go.
Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
Hugo, you're not working remotely, just so you know.
No.
Okay, I just want to let you know that. I'm pretty
right.
sure Newcastle and myself were like, no, you're not working remotely.
That's right.
But I have a client who's been in Florida for 15, 16 years now, and she's completely hurricaned out.
Oh yeah, I've heard
She's
of a couple
moving.
people
She's
like
moving
that.
back home.
Yeah, well, they got hit a lot.
So there's some of that. I mean,
Yeah, they
some of
got
that
hit a
going
lot.
on too.
Yeah.
But I thought that was interesting. When people come back to work, they got to move back.
Yeah, it's
They got to
crazy.
move back.
Well, but what
wherever
are you
that
gonna do?
is,
Or
wherever
if you
that
don't
is.
want a job, that's different.
Right.
But you know what's interesting too? You're just talking about in Florida. I'm thinking about insurance and everything else with Florida. That's the other thing. It's very expensive down there.
Another
But
topic.
the interesting thing that we found out when I don't know if this was on Keeping Current Matters or if it was down in Keller Williams at the convention, Pennsylvania, we're in a good spot.
Yeah.
We have the least increase in insurance out of the country. Like our state and a couple other ones are the least amount of increase for insurance, for house insurance, for homeowners insurance.
It is.
Yeah. And that's only, and then you know where the bad ones were. Like ours was like a white, and then like the California, Florida, New Orleans, those were all like dark blue,
North Carolina.
like 50% increase, crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy. So as Pennsylvanians, we're in a good spot here for that.
We are.
We're not going up as much as everybody else.
And that market is micro local too, like our real estate market
Absolutely.
is. Now, unless it's a big national company.
Okay.
And I have a couple insurance guys I know I stay close with, and I like to stay involved in that too because it affects us.
Sure, it does.
And no, nationally, the big nationals, we pay for the fires in California. And stuff like that.
Of course.
And what they do is they underwrite it out. They spread it out in the underwriting ways.
Oh, it does spread out. But we're not paying what they're paying.
But not the regional companies.
Oh, okay.
Like Donegal and some of the other regional companies, they're just here.
Oh, wow.
So
Didn't realize that.
all they have to deal with is here.
Right. So they're not hit by it.
Right. And I think Erie's regional.
Yeah, I think that's regional.
So anything that's regional, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
It's not going to be as bad.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So the other thing that I saw a couple of things in here. Let me just go through this. Sitting on equity. We talk about this how many times? This is that Americans sitting on equity. 68.3% have paid off their mortgage.
Yeah.
Or have at least 50% in equity. There's still so much equity out there.
So much equity. It's what did that $1 trillion number we?
Oh, it was like it was. I forget what it was. Trillions of dollars.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
7 trillion or something like that.
It was crazy.
Yeah. How much equity there is?
You remember that number? Hugo's tired. He's really bored.
You over there? Yeah.
By the way, you couldn't see this, but Hugo did a huge yawn. So makes us feel really good about the show. Hugo, do you have any questions that have nothing to do with sleeping?
No, I'm just excited for spring market. People coming up. It's getting busy, so it
is picking up, and I think once again we had the first real winter in a long time.
That's true.
We're dealing with seasonality and low inventory, so it's a double whammy this year. But I think hopefully we're done with all the snow and stuff.
Well, Blue Marsh Lake was frozen over for the first time I think in like
years.
6-7 years.
Yeah, completely frozen.
Yeah. You used to have a little spot of ice here and there, but the whole thing was solid.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything. Oh, this was the other thing, and we talked about this before too, which I think is a lot to do with also the reason we don't have inventory, which is people are staying in their homes longer.
Yes,
remember we used to always say 5 to 7 years?
5 to 7.
That's what it was.
What is it now?
Well, back from 1985 to 2008, it was 6 years. That's what the average was.
Then it went to 7 or something.
And now it is 9.3 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, from 2009 to 2024.
Interesting.
Yeah, 9.3 years. That's a lot.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's why the home improvement industry boomed and people
you got
stayed
that.
home.
That's exactly right, because they're fixing instead of moving.
Yep.
Yeah.
Staycations.
Yes, staycations. Exactly right.
Yep.
All right. We have anything else or not? I think we covered a lot.
No. Did you want to talk about BroGlow or?
Yeah, we can talk about BroGlow. Absolutely. Thanks for bringing this up.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? They're not even sponsoring the show. I just love these guys.
Yeah.
They're just really good guys. But I've been using this on my face, and it actually has made me a little tanner. I didn't use it today, but like 3 days I used it, and it really works. My wife's using it now. She's not a bro. But she is a glow. But it's really good. These guys were in Shark Tank. They're local. They're from the Exeter and Birdsboro area. And Mark Cuban is the one that signed up to help them move this thing along.
He never signs people up.
No, he doesn't.
He's like the hardest
This is a good product, though. And if you met these guys, and we have them on the wall over here.
Yeah.
If you met these guys, Hugo, they're fun, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I just want to put a shout out to them. I'm going to keep it here for a little bit until the show airs because I think it's a great product.
I just thought you were at the beach again.
Yeah.
It's like, there's Brad going to the beach again.
What do you mean again? I don't know what you mean by again. So, you have to try this stuff out. BroGlow. Just go online, look up BroGlow. It's the original BroGlow. It is a face tanner, and they also have body tanner, all this other stuff.
Cool.
It works really well. If you're looking to get rid of the white, pasty winter look, that's the way to do it.
There you go.
Right, Hugo?
That's right.
That's right. All right, thanks, Pete, for coming in.
Yeah,
we
man.
appreciate it, like always. All right, there you have it. Pete Heim is here. BroGlow is here. We're here every Thursday at 7 p.m. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever you find your podcasts. We are there. All right, thanks so much. Hey guys, if you're looking to buy or sell a house in Berks County or beyond, let me know. This is Brad Weisman from The Brad Weisman Show. You probably know I'm also a realtor, but I wanted to remind you, if you have any questions or you need anything, please give me a call, 484-256-5836. Thanks.